All right, we are back again. Um, last time we talked about Instagram, how it is an advertisement platform, and even though you use it personally, it is still not enough because the algorithm, the way it's set up, will keep you hooked, right? I'm not going into detail, then you have to look up the video where I specifically talk about Instagram. So today I want to talk about something else. On YouTube, I've been watching people that quitting social media for a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. But I'm on the 4th-year mark, so must say that the levels are significantly different. What I've also noticed is that usually they go back and they want to have a healthy relationship with social media. But like I said on the Instagram video, the only way that you will get a healthy relationship is if someone is managing your social media. So let's say you have an audience, then treat it like a business, right? There are social media managers, or maybe you know someone that does it for you. That's way better, right? That doesn't keep you hooked. Today I want to talk about something else, which is what many people are afraid of when they quit social media, which is your circle is going to be very, very small, right? Tiny for most of the people. I also get recommended videos from people that don't have a lot of friends, those kinds of stuff. But even when you have social media, it's better when you do not have it, because then you are actually engaging more of what you have. You're really dependent on it. It's like going back in time, right? So I will call this being a localist or being a globalist. Let me just define it at first. So when I say globalist, everyone kind of understands, right? Like where we're going, people are going international, we're more connected. You are actually interested in what's happening outside of your country, those kinds of stuff, that are not significant, right? And being a localist is basically that you are dependent locally, that you're more aware locally, that you are living locally, right? So what are the pros and cons, right? So when you delete social media, it's very simple. You get a cut in your friendships. It's actually a good cut, especially when you are a social person. And the reason is that there's been study done. You can look it up. I'm too lazy to put it on YouTube video and those kinds of stuff. Please don't ask me. You can look it up, and it's about social circles. And there's a cap that human capacity has, that we can have 150 friends, or maintain 150 friends, or relatives, I should say. And on a maximum, they could have 10,000 people that are potentially could be engaging with you, right? So that is realistic according to that study. What social media does is keeping you in touch with people that do not have the best interest or do not know that you exist. Also, it goes way over the limit of the friends that you might have. So back in the day, you could see how many friends you had on Facebook. That will be like 400, 500. Some people had like 10,000, right? Like, you could argue like maybe they're bots and those kinds of stuff. Yeah, sure. Look, I'm not going too off topic with that, but the essential is that, are you really want to keep in touch with that person you met in the bathrooms in the club 6 years ago where you shared a lipstick? Or do you really want to be in touch from that one guy, like as a guy you met on Bali, you know, eating delicious food and those kinds of stuff at a, I don't know, a random casino that you had a drink with, right? Being bros and such. You haven't spoke them in years, right? Do you really care? They probably don't care. So what is this lingering potential that you might get in touch with them because XYZ? For most of you, this is never gonna happen. Just be really realistic, right? So it's not gonna happen. There are exceptions, and I'm gonna name one exception. So people that have been born in a specific country, let's say, I don't know, Pakistan, and they've been to boarding school in Singapore, and eventually they started living in Hong Kong. Well, this is still like Asia, right? But these kinds of people, the way their life is set up is it's almost non-negotiable that they won't keep in touch with these kinds of mediums. Well, you say, well, no, I can delete it, I don't care, I'm this kind of person. Could be, right? But pick your battles, right? Then what kind of medium going to use to kind of contact with them, right? So that's kind of an exception to the rule. These people are also called TCKs. I mean C, as in the letter C, K. You can look it up. It's from a book with our third culture kids, or you also has SCK or something. I'm not sure. SSK, second culture kid. So you can look it up. But basically it means these kinds of people have a different social dynamic than most of the people. So yeah. Really? Rechts? Rechts? So yeah, those are the exceptions, right? And there's no, I'm not gonna say there's a lot of them, but I would say most of you guys probably ever hearing this, if this ever is gonna be watched, are not in that category, right? So in that sense, it will make sense that you keep ground with what you like and what you have. And most of you do that, right? Most of you want that. Most of you want to have a family. Most of you want to have kids. Most of you want to have a decent career, have a nice house, right? So it only makes sense that you keep it close. Now, I'm not saying like you shouldn't travel, you shouldn't go to an international school in high school or something, you know. There's also kind of an exception to the rule, you know, if you go to an international school from the start, primary school, right? Then things are different as well, because you learn so many things. And let's keep it locally, right? Pick your battles. Why? Because you will be way happier, you know. There's a certain radius of capacity that you can handle as a human. Now, I'm not saying like, hey, humans from nature, yeah, this is so humans travel by nature, blah blah blah. I'm not talking about those kinds of people. I'm talking specifically about just having family, going to this school. Yeah, already have an expectation how your life is gonna go, or how you think your life should go, right? So then it's best for you to be more local. Makes sense? You know, I'm not saying you should not have like a foreign friend. You know, you can keep in touch with them, but you know, that one from 6 years ago, 4 years ago, that is something that should not be in your circle anymore. It was fun, you know, but you know, life goes on, and most people do, right? Most people never keep in touch again, like at a certain age. Friendship gets watered, you know, because you're gonna get a family, gonna get busy, career, blah blah blah, you know, for most of you. So this only makes sense. So don't be afraid if you think, oh, if I'm gonna delete social media, then I'm losing touch with the world. No, you don't, because nothing much has changed if you already have like a core, if you have the core basics, you know, like if you already are this kinds of person that I just described. So hopefully that is the encouragement, right? Well, that's kind of it, you know. Don't be afraid to delete social media if you think that's because of the circle. It's going to be small, right? And I'm going to talk more specifically about somewhere later, I'm not sure when or what, specifically about how you stay sane. It's actually weird that I say it this way, but how you stay sane when you cut off social media, because it can be very lonely, especially when you are easily entertained. And what I mean by that is by scrolling or by watching videos or by other people, you know, like getting a lot of DMs, for example. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I think that's enough for the daily doses. So being a localist is better. Keep in touch with the ones you love, you know, and skip the rest. You will be happier if you are this kind of person. There are exceptions to the rules. Also depends on personality, of course, you know. So personal preferences, there's a lot of things in play, but I'm talking about, you know, really black white kind of scenarios, right? So all right, talk to you later. I'm gonna walk some more with my dog, so take care.